And what coaches do is they help you be the best version of yourself they can be. And that's my intention with each and every one of you. Well, I'll never forget standing on the scale and they're like, we have to charge you extra money because you weigh more. And I went, oh, well, that's interesting. So in addition to it, because of my newfound freedom, I was also, the host muted me. I can go ahead and I can drink whatever I want. And so I would go ahead and I would drink quite a bit. So you've got the recipe for being massively unhealthy here. And I can remember this was about 18 years ago, and I'm in Las Vegas at Keller Williams, and I decided to start that morning like a brilliant young man that I was, and go play the slot machines where they bring you free drinks, where I went ahead and said, yes, please. And I started having this, I saw, uh-oh, this thing hasn't even started, and I've got a couple of drinks in my body, and I'm having a hard time. But then I went ahead and my stomach, at that point, I was having some stomach problems. That trip, it got really bad, really, really bad. I was in constant stomach pain. And what happened is I got back and I went and saw the doctor and I had stomach ulcers. And there's a valve that kind of separates your stomach and your intestine. It's called your ileocecum valve. And that valve was kind of sticking open. And so if you've ever had heartburn or indigestion, what happens is it's like it's happening the other direction. Wasn't a fun experience. So I was overweight, I was unhealthy, and I didn't know what to do about it. And so the doctor says there's two big things you got to change. You got to change your diet, and you're probably going to have to change your fitness level. And I drank some, but I kind of said, okay, first two things I'm going to have to give up. And some of you guys, this is going to kill you because you enjoy these things. No more coffee, no more energy drinks. And the big one, no more alcohol. Aww. So caffeine and alcohol were gone. And the interesting thing is, in the first month, I started losing weight like it was crazy. It was crazy. And this isn't like I'd really made big improvements on my diet yet. I hadn't started really working out yet, but just giving up those two things right there. And I'll tell you a little bit about the science of what I learned. But the doctor said, okay, there's certain foods you're going to have to give up. And tomato paste, I'm going to tell you guys, I love pizza. Oh, I love pizza. And anyone else big pizza fans?
There are only two types of people, those who love pizza and liars.
Yes.
I agree. Well, it was one of my favorites and I wasn't eating it anymore, plus the spiciness of pepperoni. And then I'm going to tell you, I love fruit, like grapefruits and stuff and oranges. And I wasn't allowed to have citrusy fruit for a while. And so I put myself on a very strict diet. And then I started working out a little bit. I went ahead and I cut from where I was at my height of 225 down to 159. Today, right now, I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm okay admitting it, about last June of 2019, I had a body scan and I said, you know what, I'm going to lose weight. I couldn't lose weight. In fact, since then, I've actually gained weight. I'm at 184 pounds today, US. But I lost the weight and I kept it off. But the interesting thing is my percentage of body fat is at 14.1%. So even though I did that, I'm lean. Well, so here's a couple of things I learned. And you guys, hopefully you can apply this. But the reason I was able to start keeping the weight off, and I hope this works for you, is I had to eat the same thing over and over again, and I got bored with it. So if you guys you see me in my real daily routine, like normal, I do meal prep Sunday night and I do meal prep Wednesday night, okay? And I prepare at once my breakfast and my lunch, and it's almost always the same thing. It's chicken and usually some starchy carbohydrates like potatoes in the morning, and then chicken and some green vegetables in the afternoon. And that's what I eat 5 days a week, okay? And it doesn't change very much. I don't always eat dinner. And sometimes I have a little snack, but that's been a big thing. Sometimes I'll do intermittent fasting, where I'll go ahead and I'll say, okay, my last meal is at 6 at night, and I'm not gonna eat again until 10. And it's amazing what happens when your body goes ahead and does that. So yeah, no rice. I don't eat rice. I stay away from the breads. Dairy, I'm on and off dairy. But I went ahead and I started to learn how to do this. And then I've seen a few different types of diets out there. That was how I started. That was how I eat. And that's kind of the habits I live. Also, if you see me at the gym, I'm a pretty big, I go to the gym every day. I was doing CrossFit for a while when I was in one of my better shapes. I love CrossFit. It just injured my back and I didn't quite get back to it. Now I do Orange Theory, which is not as fun as CrossFit, but which is a lot of running every day. I run at least a mile every day, rowing on a rowing machine and weightlifting. And it's not to train for anything, but simply to be in good physical health. Because if you don't take care of your body, I don't know where you'll live. So, plus also, I don't know about you guys, but today I'm older than I've ever been before. Anyone else like that? But that's kind of what I did. So there's a couple different things that I'm going to show you that I learned over the years that you're welcome to implement and stuff like that. And before that, we're going to just, do you guys want to see some tech? Okay, let's geek out on tech.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I have a couple cool tools and I'm going to tell you about some of the stuff that I can show you can learn at home. But anyway, one of my favorite gadgets, and this is an old one, this is a smart ring. And you don't need a smart ring to do this. I mean, you can look like it's cool when you want to log into your computer. You've got a biometric key, but it tracks your sleep. I think everyone should track your sleep. A lot of your phones can do that. And looking at how much you actually are in deep sleep, that's a big one. And then looking at how many steps you take every day. Guys, I work from a stand-up desk. I don't drink coffee. I take vitamin B12 consistently throughout the day. And if you're not taking your B vitamins, I'm going to tell you your B vitamins make a difference. Also, another vitamin that I highly suggest, and it's underrated, especially because guys, a lot of us work at night. Me, I don't see the sun all day. And so what happens is I'm not getting enough vitamin D. So I take a vitamin D3 supplement because there's a lot of days I don't see the sun. And I think some of you guys might be like that. But if you're vitamin D deficient, you might go ahead and get a case of you might feel depressed. You might feel a little bit of some challenges right there. And there's nothing wrong with you. Your body's not getting enough D3. So maybe some D vitamins. Maybe take a look at D vitamins. So anyway, that's one of my take. 2,500 milligrams of vitamin B12. And those are some of the basic vitamins. The rest, I try to get through food. But so your steps, this is something that was on a crowdfunding thing for a while. Some of you guys will look at this. It looks kind of like a vape thing, right? It's going to look like we're going to vape here in about a second. But you can breathe into this cool thing. And it shows you what your body's burning. And the reason that that's important is because when you know what your body's burning, you know how to fuel it properly. We're going to kind of talk about that. So this guy, the lumen here, that I'm going to breathe into just for demonstration. Let's see.
Go.
In deeply through your lumen. Hold your breath. Exhale in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, do we get a score? Almost there, 14 seconds. But it's kind of an interesting thing because if you want your car to do different things, you need to fuel it differently. Your breaths show different CO2 levels. Try again in 5 minutes. Dang it. Aww. Okay, well, I'm just going to tell you so you kind of know what it does because I was looking at it earlier. But it gives you a scale, and we're going to just draw here. But it's kind of like a speedometer looking thing. This is why I don't do graphic design. That's horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is your body's burning carbs. And 1 is your body's burning fats. Now, if I want to have a great body, but I don't want to spend a lot of time at the gym, I want to eat right here. I want to eat fats. I want to eat proteins and fats. So the way that I measure my protein is I take my lean body mass, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I eat enough proteins, and I'm fueling the rest of myself with fats. So I'm going to look at nuts. Nuts are one of my favorites for that. Mix in like olive oil with your food, and I'll have a lot of times with those little workouts, but that's where I'm going to be. Now, if I'm going to eat like potatoes, I love potatoes, but when I'm fueling up, because I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go ahead and eat carbohydrates, so my body has something to burn. Now, the interesting thing I didn't know, but when I'm giving up alcohol, when I go work out, the first thing your body burns is alcohol. So that's where it starts. So if you go drink and then you go work out, you're just burning beer. That's kind of it. When you go one step further, your body actually starts burning off carbohydrates, and you start getting into where you're burning calories and whatnot. And then the last thing your body burns is protein. And it doesn't really burn protein, but it'll use that and fat as fuel. So I've got a good buddy of mine. He does the keto diet completely religiously. We went to the gym together. I kicked his butt, and he still this day, he's like, well, I wasn't fat adapted. And he gives it a hard time, but I was just fueling differently. So where you want to be and the diet you follow is going to kind of be where you're going. So, and then I really fell in love with water, like just drinking a ton of water. So ton of water, you can mix in little things for flavor if you want, but that's how it is. And so if you're looking at where to get your energy, natural sugars is probably the best way to get energy. And some of you guys, you have my absolute favorite natural energy there. I love mangoes. And dehydrated mangoes, stuff like that. Sometimes I can get them from the Philippines, even here in the US. But mangoes and dehydrated mangoes, that's where I'll fuel my sugars. So when I need a quick boost of energy, that's where I get it. That or manzanas, you know. I know that, I know apples. So stay away from the tinapay. Dried mangoes from Cebu. I don't know. Where has the best mangoes? Because I've heard Guimaras Island.
Guimaras Island
Guimaras,
has the best
yes.
mangoes.
Guimaras has the best?
Yes. Yep.
Unanimous, Jen. Look at that.
I'm the
So,
just one boat ride from here.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great way to go ahead and fuel your body. It's still though, when you have your sugars, when they get high, you're going to increase your calories, and it ups your carbohydrate. When you start going ahead and putting together the plan for your body, first plan to take, it's not, if you want to lose weight, it's not really changing anything. It's just getting rid of some. So I'll go ahead, and if I were going to right now make a big difference in my body, first thing I would do, I'd get out of the alcohol thing if you're drinking a lot, because you'll see the biggest difference. And it doesn't mean you give it up for good. Maybe give it up for 90 days. And I know some people, if they go on and off, and that's their strategy, and that's okay, but you're going to burn that right there, and you're going to do it fast. So then the next thing is processed foods and stuff that you just don't know what's in it. So I don't eat a lot of processed foods. Stay away from those. I know some people love them. That's a big one. But just doing that, and there's a lot of different things you can do. I know there's a lot of different diets out there, but that's what works for me. So lost the weight, kept the weight off. And then one of the things that, I don't know if you guys know this, but every day you have many cells dying in your body and being reborn. And when a cell dies and it's reborn, it's kind of the offspring of another cell. And it's an interesting thing because people, when they meet my son, they're like, he is just like you. He looks like you, he acts like you, he's just like you. But he's nothing like me when I was a kid. And I'm nothing like me as a kid. So Nikki remembers ordering a burger for me at Jollibee. Yeah. So I do enjoy Jollibee. But he is everything like me today. Nothing like me when I was a kid. And it's an interesting thing because I'm nothing like me. I'm a different person. And I've got more energy. I've got more excitement. I move more. So I don't know, but if you study origin of species, Charles Darwin outlines and he looks at that birds would have different beaks in the Galapagos Islands, and they would eat different foods based on where they're at, which kind of proves a little bit of evolutionary theory with that. So, but every 2 years, every cell in your body dies and is reborn. Every 2 years. So you're 2 years right now from a complete different body than you have today if you want it. So the big reason, I'll tell you guys, the reason I work out the way I do, what just keeps me going is I just want to live. You know, I want to get old. I want to retire in the Philippines, hang out there, see what you guys are doing. You know, it sounds fun. We can hang out. But that's just kind of my thoughts on that. So, and the other parts that have really helped is I've always had different sports. I've always changed what I was doing. I have never been consistent. So right now it's Orange Theory. It was CrossFit for a long time. There's even videos on YouTube of me rock climbing. I rock climbed competitively, and it was a lot of fun. But constantly just doing something you enjoy for physical activity. So that's some of my secrets. So just dumb thing right now, is anyone working through a process of losing weight? Anyone at all? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, Greg.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. There you go.
So how's it going for you?
Working with Cyberbiker with our seats, it's hard.
That's right.
We gotta get rid of this chair.
Especially in the Christmas season.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of getting one of those standing tables instead.
Rose, that's what I work from. I work from a standing table.
Yeah, I got it from you actually.
The best way to do it. And I just had to take the option of doing that. One of the other things is just for your thinking. I'm going to challenge you guys. Walt Disney had this. He had different rooms based on where he was going to be thinking, what he was going to be doing. Because no different with programming, it's just like on your computer, it's clicking an icon and opening it. But you have different rituals and patterns that allow you to think different ways. And sometimes you act different ways and it triggers different thoughts. But when I go sit down there, I'm typically in more of a planning thinking mode. And when I'm standing here, I'm in a work mode. And so it's my thinking, am I working or what am I doing? You know? So that's it. And this year, I don't know about you guys, but keto diet and intermittent fasting, that's awesome. Lost 57 pounds in a half year. Great job, man. That's awesome. So, yeah. But I'm going to tell you what, this is what worked for me. You've got to find your way. But guys, I want you to stay healthy. That's the big important one. And I'm more than happy to share with you for our body. Great, fantastic way to go ahead and get a little bit healthier. So, and then my other big thing is right now, when I come back in the Philippines, I want to be in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. As far as what workout plan you follow, do the one that works for you. I haven't found the right diet for everybody. And I haven't found the right exercise for everybody because you see athletes in so many different ones. But the other part is incorporate movement into what you're doing every day. So, and that's hard to do, but you don't want to live a sedentary life where you're just not moving. So just in figuring out how to do that. So, and the interesting thing is you realize being in great shape has nothing to do with anything other than just you chose to take care of your body. You know, it's free. It's just choosing to do something about it. But anyway, pick a plan and work to it. So guys, let's just go ahead because I've seen so many good things. Who else has had some amazing results? Jump on video, share. I want to hear what you did. If you went ahead and you've improved your body, I want to hear how you did it.
I was actually a really fat kid. No kidding. I have big bones. So I actually struggled a lot from doing unhealthy diets because I actually was working with a model agency. Sorry, excuse me. So I had like unhealthy diet before, and it really was so unhealthy. I almost died. I've always been in the hospital because I wasn't eating anything. All I did was drink coffee, eat soup, jog, and exercise. So nothing was burning. So I realized when I actually stopped modeling, I realized that I should be doing this exercise for me. So what I did was I had this healthy diet. I started eating more proteins before I go to the gym and eat a lot after the gym because my body after the gym my body is burning up. So you need to eat so that your body is burning what you eat. So that's what I do. That's what I did. Eat 30 minutes before you go to the gym. Then after your gym, you eat a lot, as in a lot. so that your body is not burning your muscle, it's burning the food that you eat. So that's what worked for me. And I wasn't thick thin, but I was fit, and that's what I wanted.
Great job. I love that. I love eating after the gym. That one's a fun one. That's great.
Yeah. Eat a lot and eat everything.
Yes, that's great. I enjoy hearing every other challenges. Guys, the only reason I bring mine up is to let you know that I'm far from perfect and that I've had my own fair share of challenges, and I keep having them. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, no one is exempt from them. You're gonna have them. And when you see people who've done a lot of great things in this world, chances are they've had the most challenges. So it's a wonderful place when you can go ahead and put some of those to rest, but you're always going to be fighting some sort of a demon. You're always going to be challenged in one area of your life. Unfortunately, no one's ever going to be perfect. I just hope that you're where you want to be in the areas you want to be there. So health, fitness, and everything else. So anyway, just some thoughts. So here's the real question. Right now, we're going into the other time. Oh, wait, I got one more. Does anyone do a cheat day?
Yeah.
Of course.
Every day.
Always.
Every day.
Always.
Small wins, small
Weekend.
treats.
I'm going to
Drink
say,
a lot of water before cheating.
well, I'm going to tell you about my cheat days. I eat everything. Oh my gosh, do I eat everything. And here's kind of why. Because you can shock your metabolism. And so once a month, I challenge you to do this. This is fantastic. Do 24 hours of eat as much of whatever you want. Seriously, I love pizza, taquitos. Like, I am almost embarrassed to go ahead. They went ahead and I had a weekend where I'm like, well, it's just me this weekend. Let's have some fun. And I ate 2 pizzas that day. You know, that was a great one. And then I went ahead and I'm like, we're going to eat a burger and fries later on. And I went ahead and I just ate about everything I could. And the next day, no carbs. Aww. And ideally, you're just fasting and you're doing at least a 24-hour fast where you're going ahead and you're just taking in protein. So if you're going to do it, make sure you follow up your cheat days right with a very low carb cheat day. So that's one of my other favorites. But guys, as we get into the holiday season, I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes way back when, I would come out of the holiday season heavier than when I went into it.
Yep, same.
Yeah? Lito, I'm not alone on that?
I think that's normal. Me, every one of us. It's normal. That's a universal thing, I think.
So here's the big question. Is that working for you?
That depends
on
your goals. I mean, I'm sure you're thinking in the same way. If the things that you do is not leading you to the direction where you want to be, then eliminate that option.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it really depends on your goal. But I like the fact that you mentioned you have a cheat day. When I do that, I make sure to burn everything the next day.
Burn the calories or like burn the house down?
I haven't tried the latter one, but
I'm going to suggest no.
I'm not that crazy
yet. If it's still in the house, you're going to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you what. I'm like, let's eat a little bit of everything. Let's keep this party going. So yeah, I can't do that. So, but it's kind of an interesting thing. There's no get rich quick. There's no get fit quick. It's all progression. It's all time on it, and it's all discipline and focus. But going into this year, guys, I just hope, and the reason I want to talk about it, some of you guys, you already know how to be healthy. You completely know. If you want some other perspective, I've got a few other perspectives I'll be happy to share with you. The thing is, though, if you have a reason to, you will. And if you don't, then you probably won't. And I'm going to tell you, for me, I like to just go ahead and do, I like to be able to just go like climb on monkey bars and play on playgrounds. Like, I'm a big kid and I'm not even kidding. So I like to be able to run when I want to run, when it's time to run. When I have to chase someone down the street, I don't know. But I just like the freedom to do that. And so for me, being healthy is freedom. And managing disciplines gives you freedom in so many other ways, which is why It makes sense to be a disciplined person. And guys, here's the other thing. For those of you watching on Facebook, I'm going to tell you, if you're not a cyberbacker, it's almost worth applying just to see if you even make it. I'd love to tell you we hire every great person. We don't. Some of it, we miss it. But the fact that you're here says a lot about you, because not everyone gets hired at this great company, unfortunately. We only hire the best of the best. And if you're here, you're the best of the best, and you're equipped to be the best of the best. And that doesn't mean you can't get better. Find the ideal model for you for health and get out there, go get it. Have a reason to. I've got one of my buddies, I talk about a lot because he's Filipino, lives here in the US. His advice for me though, is he says, always be training for something. And so like he did an Ironman here a couple of years ago, and he keeps doing an Ironman every year. That's how he stays healthy. He does that. I've got over here, president of Maps Business, Abe Shreve. He went ahead and got his healthiest when he was going to climb El Cap, which is a pretty big mountain, rock climbing. So it's easier if you have a reason to. Anyway, guys, we're going to have some fun. We've got our full month of our first contest almost over. Does everyone remember where we're going, what we're doing? We have profit share. That's always going. That's always going to go. As long as this company's around, that's one of the things we're based on. So, but if you want to come to the U.S., anyone want to come to the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah, just
Yes.
Frank? Cool.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, now we got a couple people. All right. So we have a couple of trips. We already have some people going for the last one. But if you have the most referrals, that doesn't mean they get hired. That just means you bring them in. We're going to have some fun. We'll hang out. I'll prove in person that I can actually, don't just look like an old man. Everyone have a good week. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
super.
Every day.
Sure.
Week full of learning.
Week
Yes.
full of learning. Let's have some more great weeks. Sound good?
Yeah. Yes, looking forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it. Guys, with all the different things that I do, people ask the question, what do you do? Because they see me driving around. And after we were at court in the Philippines Wednesday night on video chat, I stumbled out of my office, went to my car, and I went and got gas. And I'm in my normal daily driver car. And this guy comes up and he's taking pictures of it. He's a nice guy. And he's like, that's one of my dream cars. I'm like, thank you. And he says, what do you do for a living? And I always have to pause, because do I say I'm a business coach, I'm the CEO of Villa Mentor, or I'm the CEO of Cyberbacker? And I just said, well, I make millionaires. What do you do? He's like, I want to be a millionaire. But guys, that's truly the thing that I'm most grateful for, because at the end of the day, yes, I am the CEO of Cyberbacker. Means I take the blame when something goes wrong, but I'm a coach. And what coaches do is they help you be the best version of yourself they can be. And that's my intention with each and every one of you, which is why sometimes I'm going to be tough when we're losing, and I'm going to be excited when we're winning. You can count on me to help you be the best version of yourself, because I don't want you to just be a millionaire financially. I want you to be wealthy in your relationships, wealthy in your health, constantly growing and having fun. Sound good?
Yep.
Real good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Cool.
I appreciate the thank yous, but guys, each one of you make me better. These messages, I mean, my heck, with all of our newbies, they saw me cry like a 2-year-old because I was excited about a message Juan sent me. I mean, geez, I just love our people, and I'm so proud because you will make me better. So stay in touch. I'm sorry I'm slow about getting back to people. The phone like explodes itself. So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut you loose, and have a great weekend.
Keep it.
Thanks, good weekend, guys.